the high seas, Pisces. Cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hello everyone, how is everybody doing? Very blessed to be sitting here talking to you for mid-month and June readings. I did not know how things were going to work out, guys, but everything happens for a reason. So as I said, welcome to your... I've set the intention for these readings to resonate with the last couple months of June and the entire month, the last couple months of May and the entire month of June. But these messages can resonate anytime. They're definitely timeless. You never know what kind of message you might receive. So for my intro video, you guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in May and what's going on in June. So all the astrology information, we're going to be talking a bit about astrology as I do in all my intro. And for the actual readings, it's strictly tarot. I don't talk much about astrology, guys. So in May, today is May 24th as I record this. So it's definitely mid-May. We're still in May, but May is a very, very intense month. June looks a little intense as well, but it looks more of an emotional month. May's been kind of emotional too, but it's been emotional in a hectic kind of way. I'm not sure how you guys are doing, but we have Mercury in Taurus. Mercury entered Taurus on May 13th, and then we had Uranus enter Taurus on May 15th, and it's going to be there for the next 7 years. So that was a huge, huge shift, you guys, in May. We're still under the energy of that. We will be under the energy of that for the next 7 years. So yeah, very important for you to know where Taurus is in your astrology chart, because you're going to have Uranus there, which is definitely all about sudden change and shock and surprise. This is the ruling planet of Aquarius, you guys. So that was a major, major, major shift. Every astrologer is talking about that. And then we had a new moon in Taurus on the 15th as well. So we had a new moon that same day. Astrology is so symbolic, if you ask me. And then on May 16th, we had Mars enter Aquarius, which was pretty interesting. Mars is actually going to be hanging out in Aquarius throughout June because it's going retrograde, so it's not going to be moving forward. And then we had Venus enter Cancer on the 19th. That's the kind of the most recent transit in May as I sit here today. So that's pretty interesting, you guys. That's very, Venus was in Gemini, and then on the 19th, it moved into Cancer. It's going to be there until about maybe first week of June. And then we have yet to occur the Sagittarius full moon on May 29th. I'm not sure, guys. I really hope that I'm around to talk to you on that day, because the Sagittarius full moon, that is a very, very special full moon. That's the 9th house of higher learning. The house of vision. This is a very light sign. To have the moon filled with light in the sign of Sagittarius, that's definitely going to be expanding some things in our lives, expanding our vision, expanding the higher philosophy of our legacies and things like that. So we kind of end May on that Sagittarius full moon note, and then we enter June. So I've taken some notes here on both May and June for this intro video, because this video is about both months, so I wanted to incorporate both. So we're basically covering the end of Taurus season, beginning of Gemini season, the start of Cancer season. Okay, so that's quite a lot of information, but I'm just happy to be talking to you guys and getting out some messages for June. So we start June with, the reason why June is such an emotional month, you guys, is because we have this grand water trine. So we have, all the water signs have significant energies within them. So Neptune is in Pisces, Jupiter is in Scorpio, and then we have Venus in Cancer, okay? And that is creating a water trine, okay, of emotion. So we're all going to be really feeling our feels, and we're going to be having some really deep emotion, especially the beginning of June. So definitely wanted to mention that, not only for the water signs, but for all of us. We all have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy somewhere in our chart. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio represent our emotion. We all have emotion. But if you are a Pisces watching this, if you are a Cancer or a Scorpio watching this, you guys are major game players in June because of that Cancer energy coming in. But let's talk a bit about Gemini energy. We've got on June 5th, Mercury enters Gemini, which is pretty interesting because Mercury rules Gemini. So that's going to be great for our mental space. That's going to be great for the rational mind and you know, the more intellectual thoughts. So you may notice in June that you just get your head in the game more, and that you're able to be a little bit more rational when it comes to the decisions you're making, even though there's this grand water trine energy in June. And then on June 12th, we have quite the opposite. We have Mercury entering Cancer. So this is going to be a bit of the emotional thought realm. This is, you know, the planet of a lot of emotional communication, I feel, guys, will be happening on around June 12th, especially throughout the whole transit of Mercury in Cancer. Eventually, Mercury will move through that and move into Leo, which is more passionate thought. The North Node is there, so we're going to be thinking a lot more about our destiny. But before that can happen, we have to go through the very watery realm of Cancer. Our minds are going to be submerged. Right now, our hearts are submerged with Venus in Cancer. Venus in Cancer, holy crap. A lot of emotional feels, you guys. Cancer is the cardinal water sign. So that's, you know, I like to think of Cancer as the most water, even though it's not necessarily that way. But Cancer brings definitely the depth of emotion. It's the 4th house. Woo! So moving on, though, we have a Gemini new moon on the 13th, right after Mercury moves into Cancer. So for the new moon, Mercury will not be in Gemini, which everything happens for a reason. I just feel like that new moon really wanted to just focus on the new intentions of our seeds and planting things for our future. Mercury obviously needs to be in a more emotional realm around the time of the full moon, and there's going to be reasons for that. And then we have on that same day Venus entering Leo. So that's when Venus is going to enter Leo, is on the 13th. And Leo is ruled by the heart, you guys, so I'm extra excited for that transit because this is going to add a lot of passion to our abundance and our attraction. You know, a lot of us are going to be really following our heart around that time with the North Node in Leo and Venus in Leo. This is going to be very heart empowering, heart chakra in activations. And so another important thing happening in June is Neptune retrograde. Okay, woo! So Neptune is going to be slowing down. Our spirituality collectively is going to be slowing down a bit. So that's something to look out for. June 18th, that Neptune is retrograding. I did not know that Neptune would be retrograding in June. So yeah, guys, that's something to mark on your calendar. Very spiritual transits going on in June, guys. There's a lot going on in June. And then the sun enters Cancer on the 21st. So there's going to be Cancer season starting then. But that's the same day as the summer solstice, which is literally all the solstices and the equinoxes are so important. I'm not sure where I'll be at around this time. If I'm in this area, then I will definitely be recording a summer solstice message, and I'll be pulling cards for that. If not, guys, I would just really make sure that you're doing something in celebration of the actual start of summer. You know, the sun gaining in light and being its most empowered. I believe the summer solstice is the longest day and shortest night. I'm not sure. I'm going to be doing my own research on that. But I do something special for every equinox and every solstice. Summer solstice, winter solstice. I did something very beautiful for the winter solstice. So it's only right that I take part in a small ceremony for the summer solstice as well. And so a few days after that, we have Mars retrograde in Aquarius, you guys. So this is going to be interesting as well. Mars is going to be hanging out in Aquarius for quite a while, I believe until August. So, you know, Mars is the planet of war, planet of action. So, you know, that's in an area of the collective. So that's something to really research as well, you guys. I really hope that I'm around to do videos about all these planets because I love talking about it. I didn't want to waste not waste, but I just didn't want to, I wanted to really use the time that I had for the mid-May and June videos for the tarot. So as far as the astrology information goes, you guys, you might want to follow me on Instagram or add me on Facebook. All that information will be below because I'm always posting about this stuff. No matter where I am in the world, I can always post about this astrology information, but I might not always be in an area that really prohibits me to speak about astrology and read tarot. But I will always my Instagram is filled with astrology information and just kind of channeled information about what I think about all these planets. I'm going to be posting about Venus in Cancer soon, and I'm going to be posting about Uranus in Taurus and Mars in Aquarius. So those are all things to look out for. For those of you who are wondering, my name is Pisces Priestess on Instagram, and my name is Braylon Caldwell on Facebook. If you do add me on Facebook, just shoot me a message, because I get a lot of friend requests, and some of them are just not friends that I would like to, I'm not interested in having on my Facebook. So just shoot me a message, say, hey, you know, I watch your videos, I really wanted to stay updated on the astrology information, and I'll add you. So Mars retrograde, Neptune retrograde, summer solstice, and then we end the month with that Capricorn full moon on June 28th. So you guys, Saturn is going to be a part of that moon, and it's going to be a very karmic moon. That moon is very karmic for me. That's going to mark the 1 year of me really doing this astrology business, me doing my spiritual burnings that I do outside on every full moon. I'm a Capricorn rising, so that full moon is going to be opposite of the sun in Cancer. Wow, I really hope that I'm around to speak to you during that time as well. There's so much going on, you guys. It's like, I feel like I trust the universe, but if it's meant for me to kind of take a break from astrology, I'm really going to have a hard time understanding why, because it's as if the energies have picked up, and they're almost more relevant and more important. And it's like, you know, I feel like it's now more than ever important for me to really, really speak out about some of the things that I channel and some of the things that I'm aware of in the universe as a Pisces. So if it's meant to be, you guys, I'll be sticking around, and I'll be talking to you throughout all these transits, and I'll definitely be incorporating more astrology, since there's not much astrology in my videos this month. But there are very important tarot messages this month. So let's talk a little bit about what we can look forward to in the readings this month. So I've got some oracle readings for you guys this month. I have 3 oracle decks. One of them is a very new deck. I have the Wisdom of the House of Knights. And below, if you'd like to know the artist, and if you're interested in buying these decks, then I'll tell you the name and the artist of these decks below. And then I have the Indigo Angel Oracle deck. And then I just recently received as a gift a Wicca deck. So I'm not sure how all you feel. Why my camera's shaking like that, but I'm not sure how you guys feel about Wicca. But that is something that I have just recently started studying on the Libra full moon. So a couple full moons ago, I really did start studying Wicca, and that just was kind of an awakening that I had. My aunt is Wiccan, and you know, I didn't really know how to feel about Wicca, but it is definitely not what I thought, and I think that's going to be the case for most people. So for those of you who are open to receiving messages from Spirit from that deck, beautiful deck, oh my god, they incorporate so beautifully. All these 3 decks, I'm probably going to use these 3 decks often. And they're really new, so I am looking up meanings in the book this month, but there's such beautiful messages, you guys. So this could be kind of a past, present, and future kind of reading for those of you who resonate with past, present, and future that way. And then I'm just using regular tarot to clarify a little bit more about these the oracle messages. Okay, so we've got 3 messages this month. We're working with the bottom of the deck and underlying energy, and then we're doing some clarification. So I really hope you guys enjoy these readings this month. I didn't care. I'm just so happy to have. I'm not sure if all of you watched my last video, but I just was devastated when I found out that I wouldn't be able to read tarot for May. But turns out that you just go with the flow. Sometimes the current takes you right back to where you were. And you know, as a Pisces, I really just try to go with the current and just move with the waters of my life. But I feel very deeply about all this stuff, so you know, my emotions pay the price, and they take the toll. But you know, it empowers me. And like I was saying, you know, I'm just happy to be talking to you guys. I'm happy to get these messages out here. That's what matters most to me. For those of you who are interested in personal readings for the rest of May, I do believe that I'll be available to do personal readings. And as far as June and July goes, just make sure that you contact me through email or through Facebook or Instagram before you pay me. And we'll try to work something out. But I am definitely available to do readings for the rest of May, and I'm very excited to see, you know, what comes up for all the signs. I've finished, as I record the intro, I've finished the Aries through Virgo, and they are very beautiful messages, you guys. They feel very beautiful. Right after this intro, I'm gonna get started on Libra through Pisces. So I haven't done the second half of the zodiac wheel yet, so I don't know what's going on with those guys. But as far as the Aries through Virgo, beautiful messages, and I can't wait for you guys to watch, and I hope it resonates. Thank you so much for all the support and your likes and your subscribes, and all my new viewers. I hope you guys can tell how much this means to me. But without further ado, please enjoy your June readings and also your mid-May readings. Thank you guys. See ya. Hi Pisces. Welcome to your mid-May, June 2018 reading with me. I figured I would sage a bit before getting started on our reading. You know, we probably could use some extra cleansing energies for the months of May and June. I mean, when do we not need more cleansing energies, you know? I know I definitely could use some today, so just kind of using the rest of my sage here to sage our reading and sage myself, just to open up clear space for us. So it's Gemini season, another positive reason to use sage and incense and stuff like that. So we'll just let that go out whenever the universe feels that it's ready to let it go out. So welcome to your reading, Pisces. Everything about astrology related is in the intro, okay? This month I really just wanted to focus on the tarot part. So all of that is going to be in the intro. There may be, depending on what cards come up for us, there may be a few messages that come up astrologically related, especially because I know Pisces are having a bit of an emotional time, a big shocker. And I say that because Gemini is our 4th house, you guys. So if you guys feel a little bit more emotional throughout Gemini season, it's because it's our 4th house of roots, home, family members, emotions, you know what I mean? So definitely some feels going on. And then of course we have Cancer season coming in about a month in the middle of June, okay? So I've got these 3 oracle decks lined up for us. I've got my Indigo Angel deck, which symbolizes the light, and we all know that light and dark isn't good and bad, right? So we've just got some balance. We should know that as a dual sign. That's another positive thing about Gemini season, is that it's a dual sign and it's a mutable sign. So mutable signs right now, whenever the sun goes into Pisces, Sagittarius, Gemini, or Virgo, the energy becomes very mutable. We are all mutable signs, us 4, meaning that we have a better chance at adapting and using our mutability ways to get through times of great change. And it's interesting because I feel like we're kind of in that energy now that it's Gemini season. We are going to have a Sagittarius full moon in a couple of days on the 29th. So that's going to be very mutable. Mutable full moons are all about change. I really hope that I'll be able to talk to you. I'm going to try to put out a Sagittarius full moon video, you guys, and talk all about that. And then of course we have a new moon in Gemini next month. I told you some astrology would come up. I can't help it. Pisces need to know what's going on in the universe because I believe everyone's the universe, but Pisces are the 12th house. So we symbolize the subconscious collective, and the subconscious collective is basically the universe. Like, it's very much connected to the vibrations of the universe. If you ever wonder why when the moon shifts, why you shift, or when a significant planetary energy changes, why you change, Pisces, it's because you're the most like the universe. So yeah, I've got the Indigo Angel deck here to get some light awareness, and then I've got one of my favorite decks, which is the Wisdom from the House of Night, and this is going to be more the mysterious. To me, the dark is the truer light because it takes a little bit more effort to see. So we've got some dark here, Wisdom from the House of Night, and then I have this new deck, which is a Wicca deck. And this was a gift to me, you guys, and oh my goodness, you guys are the last reading. I always do Pisces last just because I like to keep things in order. We are the last house of the universe, so I've done all the other readings, and they are quite intense. So I'm both nervous and excited to see what comes up for Pisces. How are you guys doing, by the way? I know that I have been going through some things. We'll see what comes up, and I'm just going to keep it real with you guys and have a conversation. But we do have this Wicca deck, which is, I'm not sure how you guys feel about that. I've been studying Wicca for the last couple of months. My aunt is Wiccan. So I was very, very pleased to know that Wicca deals with all the 5 elements. We've got earth, water, air, fire, and spirit. And Wicca definitely honors the equinoxes and the solstices. So we've got some pretty cool cards that have to do with that. So we're going to get a 3-card spread. Now, for some of you, this is going to be past, present, and future. It doesn't have to resonate like that, but it very well could. So go ahead and just follow your own intuition, guys. And we're going to get some messages from Spirit, which I am definitely in need of. So, yeah, we're going to get going on the reading now. But before we do so, I just wanted to show you guys your ruling tarot card in this deck. Some of you have seen this before with me, but just in case there's any new viewers watching, it never hurts to just get a closer look at our energy. So this is the Moon card, you guys. We are the Moon card in tarot. And, you know, I just kind of want to channel a bit about this because sometimes a person's ruling tarot card can reveal a lot about the energy they're going through, especially with the pictures and stuff like that. And then we're going to see what energy is right behind us, because I shuffled the cards before I started recording, and it didn't take too long for the Moon card to show up. So as soon as I saw the Moon card, I went ahead and just stopped shuffling, because that was kind of my clue that Spirit was ready. Okay, so Pisces, we have this woman here who is in front of a mirror or some kind of portal, right? And we've got that big full moon up there in the sky or the mirror. It's almost like a portal or something, but she's in some reflection, it looks like. And to me, this is drawing the attention to our emotions, to our intuition, and then the full moon, of course. So both the Sagittarius full moon and the Capricorn full moon, which is on May 29th and June 29th. Sagittarius moon is this month on May 29th. And then a month later, we have the Capricorn full moon on June 29th. Okay, so this just lets me know that Pisces is very affected by the moon. All water signs are. The moon actually controls the ocean's tides. So, you know, the full moon in Sagittarius and the full moon in Capricorn, because these videos, you guys, they resonate with the end of May and throughout June. Okay, so this is mid-May and June reading. But keep in mind that this can be, whatever messages you find, you know, you never know what you might hear. You could be listening to this in 4 months or a year from now, and you may hear something that you need to hear. So back to what I was saying, though, this tells me that the moon, these full moons are going to be important to Pisces. It's going to be time of reflection. All full moons are for me. Not sure about you guys, but, you know, we have this candle lit here, too. So you guys might want to light some candles in your house around the full moon. It's just good. Fire protection, especially because it's a Sagittarius full moon. It definitely would not hurt to have some kind of candle, some kind of symbolic white candle, maybe red candle for love, if you guys are working with love energies. But, you know, it's almost as if we're reflecting on our own inner light, right? I just see that Pisces is in deep, deep, deep reflection. I'm even getting something here about an old version of ourselves, because these two women look different from each other. Even though they're the same woman, they look different from each other. We've got one, it's like she's almost saying goodbye to a certain part of herself. And this could be really resonating with us over the last couple weeks of May and going into June, okay? So for sure, this is really speaking to me about the two fish that Pisces are. We always have those two opposite sides of ourselves. And we do spend a lot of time in emotional reflection, Pisces. We are very deep, deep feelers, possibly the most emotional, most spiritual sign of the zodiac. We have a little bit of all zodiac signs in us. So you keep in mind, you know, whenever a different zodiac sign begins or ends, or whenever there's a planet shift, that's why it really affects us, because we have a little bit of all signs in us, Pisces. So we are doing some reflection. I know we always do that, but this is just telling me that it's even more important for Pisces to be reflecting at the end of May going into June. There could be a certain part of us that we're reaching out to. It's a very old part of us, a part of us that we might have said goodbye to before. You know, this is going to speak to all of us in different ways, but I just see two different parts of us and us kind of touching base. So for some of you, it's been a long time since you have, you know, spoken with this part of you, met with this part of you. For others of you, you're saying goodbye to a part of you for a very long time. Okay, and it could have something to do with endings and new beginnings emotionally. So let's see what's right behind us, you guys, for mid-May going into June. We have the Judgment card. Nice. So Pisces, this Judgment card is rather interesting. The Judgment card talks all about second chances and renewal. It talks about awakening. So Pisces, you could be awakening a certain part of you. There is an awakening happening with Pisces in May and in June. And I'm not sure if you guys have been able to feel that, but I've definitely been able to feel the intense energy. So we've got this kind of, it's like being called. You know, this is like a calling. We're tapping into what our purpose is. Usually there's an angel in this card. And so yeah, it's like the angels are calling us to live up to our truth, you know, to be who we really are, to reflect. So we're reflecting on an awakened part of us, Pisces. We truly have been awakened. There's this deeper part of us. So this could be a second chance, you know, to be a certain part of us, Pisces, a second chance at a certain energy that we carry, or just a second chance with a person, place, or thing. So we've got second chances coming up here. And now we have the Eight of Cups. So some of us could be walking away from something that you know, for this to come up after the Judgment card, it's almost as if, you know, it's not reversed, but it's almost like Pisces is reflecting this month on an awakening. And of course, there's going to be interference around me. I feel such strange energy, Pisces, as I record this video. Today's not one of my best days, but you know, everything happens for a reason. And I believe that there's a reason why I'm feeling the energy that I feel today, because a lot of us are probably feeling this way, just heavy, a lot of emotion, like things around us are just too rough, and just so much is going on around us. We might just need everything to pause for a minute. And that might be why the Moon card is reflecting like that. But anyway, back to what I was saying, is what we have on the table here is the Moon card and the Judgment. So there might be some kind of emotional awakening going on with Pisces, or some kind of soul awakening, because the moon is also your soul, okay? The moon is also our soul. It's what's hidden. So there's like a hidden secret awakening going on with Pisces, maybe because of these full moons. Sagittarius, maybe. But this awakening, I feel like we're becoming a new part of ourselves, and that we're letting an old part of ourselves shed away and die forever. And so we have this Eight of Cups now, talking about walking away, right? And we have the Page of Wands. So some of us are walking away from something that we are emotionally invested in. And we have the moon in this picture as well. So I do believe that these full moons are very significant for us, Pisces. Whether it be the new moon or the full moon, just keep an eye on the moon's pattern. I mean, we're the Moon card for a reason. So we could be walking away from a second chance at something, which is seriously, it's going to take a lot for a Pisces to walk away from something, you know, especially if it's something we're emotionally invested in. But we could just be really, we could be really seeking our inner truth right now, and really seeking our emotional value out. The moon is so near and dear to us. There may be certain endings and completions wrapped around some kind of second chance, but it's almost like you want to just let the light call to you, Pisces, and just follow the light. And we have the Page of Wands here with the King of Cups. So some of us could be walking towards a fire sign, an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Some of us could be walking away from somebody that we're currently with, turning down a second chance. Maybe we don't want something to awaken with a certain person. Maybe they bring out a side of us that we don't want to be anymore. So I just find it interesting that we have Judgment and then the Eight of Cups, because that could be walking away from a specific second chance, job, person, place, thing. And then we have the King of Cups. So some of you could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But I just see that Pisces, a lot of Pisces are with fire-like energies. They don't have to be fire signs, but it's people who spark this creativity in you. People who spark the artist in you, the lover in you, the poet in you. People who spark that creative, imaginary side of Pisces. We love this kind of energy, this creative spark. This is a new energy, and I love seeing that after the Eight of Cups, because after you walk away from something emotional, Pisces, it's like Pisces gets awakened, you know, and a light comes on, and it could be very well the light of the moon, and it sparks our emotional awareness. The moon controls our emotions. So these full moons for the next couple months are going to be doing numbers. They're going to be really helping Pisces with their emotional awareness, their subconscious emotional intelligence. So I just see that there's an awakening going on with Pisces. We basically float up into the sky of light, which is the moon. It's like the heavenly gates are opened for Pisces awakening. And it inspires us to walk away from things that no longer serve us emotionally, which leads us down this very passionate, creative road with maybe ourselves. Maybe it sparks a fire in us. Maybe the artist is, we spark our own artist. You know, Pisces becomes such a beautiful artist when they're heartbroken. And that's what I see is someone here who walked away from something, which would cause Pisces to be heartbroken. But then look, we're in front of this easel, and it's almost like through our broken heart, we can see the vision. And it honors this awakening happening with Pisces. This second chance to become an artist. So maybe this is a second chance to walk away, Pisces. Maybe this is a second chance to awaken emotionally. And then we have the King of Cups, which is our energy. You know, if there's anything about the King of Cups, he wears his emotions proudly. There's something emotional sparking in Pisces, and it may be the lack of emotion. That might be what we're seeing differently. We have the Five of Pentacles. Of course, we've been feeling left out in the cold financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You know, this is someone who doesn't feel like they have anywhere to go. This could be someone who feels kind of homeless and feels kind of, you know, jobless and just worried about poverty, worried about not having enough. This is a woman who's on the outside of a church, and she's really upset and embarrassed because she has to be somewhere temporarily where she feels homeless and she feels poor. And on top of everything, she feels left alone in this situation. This situation wouldn't be too bad if there was friends and family around. And even if you do have friends and family around you, Pisces, you feel very alone in May and June, and that's no secret. Some of you guys are starting journeys where you do feel very left out in the cold. Maybe we feel left out in the cold by ourselves. But we have the Page of Cups telling us to pay attention to the synchronicities emotionally. So we are feeling very emotionally left out in the cold, but we are going to decide. We're not going to stand in between the Two of Wands forever. We are going to choose a third option. Some of us could be dealing with 3 jobs or 3 people or, you know, 3 different decisions to make. But we are going to, something is going to spark in us. It's about taking that wand now and sparking the artist in us. This fiery energy, if you guys have an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo around you, their energy, whether they're around you still or not, their energy, a Pisces can't be around a fire sign without feeling some sort of creation. And it seems as if we're going to go some kind of direction. We're going to leave something behind. So pay attention to the synchronicities, Pisces. This is you having a conversation with the universe. This is inspiration, renewal. Sometimes this is significant for a new love. But all in all, this is the energy that's right behind us in May and June. So right behind us is an awakening. A soul awakening. Definitely a hidden... Most people don't know that we're going through something this serious. But Pisces is going through judgment. Judgment Day has come for Pisces. If tomorrow was Judgment Day, and the Lord asked me what I did with my life, I would say I spent it with you, 'cause my love is your love and your love is my love. It would take an eternity to break us up, and the chains of our style couldn't hold us. Whitney Houston, a Leo. Some of you are really dealing with a Leo, walking towards a Leo, walking away from a Leo. But either way, Pisces, I get carried away by songs sometimes. I know you guys appreciate that. There's a synchronistic thing happening with Pisces over May and June. Pisces is being awakened and called towards the light of the moon, the light of the stars, the light of the sun, the light of our soul. And it's this very awakening that is going to call us to our true purpose. You know, we might have thought that something was dead in us. We might have thought that this would never be a part of us that came to the light again. But now all of a sudden, the surroundings around us are summoning a certain part of us to chameleon, you know, to become, to mutate into. I feel like there's a certain part of Pisces that's getting awakened. And for something to awaken, another part of us has to go to sleep, right? So what I mean is, in order to walk towards something, we got to walk away from something. So there is a bit of that. Walking towards passion, walking towards creativity, walking towards our happiness, our imagination, you know, our magic, Pisces. Magic, for sure. Magic wand. And this is when we walk away from the 8 of Cups to walk towards the King of Cups. The King of Cups has an abundance of cups, but he only needs one. We've got our feet propped up. The tide is rolling in. So a lot of us do feel a bit emotionally left out in the cold, but maybe that's for the best, Pisces. So that is the energy that is immediately backing us up for mid-May going into June. So we put all those cards back because that wasn't our real reading, Pisces. That was just the energy that's backing us up. So if you want to just keep in mind that we have the Judgment card, which is renewal, rebirth, inspiration, a sudden signs of life in something that seemed to be dead before, which could be us or a relationship or a living situation, our emotions. But without further ado, let's get some cards on the table for our reading, Pisces, and then we're going to clarify at the end, okay? So this is for Pisces, the 12th house of our universe, the mutable water signs. What is the message for Pisces for the last 2 weeks of May going throughout the whole month of June? What is the message for Pisces? What is the angel message for Pisces for the last 2 weeks of May going into June? Oh, guys. I definitely feel like there's a lot going on with Pisces. I really do. Wow. Okay, so Pisces, we have love yourself coming out. Love yourself. And the bottom of the deck is you are safe. So Pisces, I'm not going to channel just yet until we have all the cards, but I am seeing that the angels want us to know that it is safe to love ourselves in May and in June, and actually forever. It's always safe to love ourselves. It's actually quite dangerous not to love ourselves. So we've got a pretty beautiful message from the angels saying that we are definitely safe to love ourselves. Love yourself, Pisces. Love yourself if no one else can do it. And then we have oath coming out. And then we have strength. So I'm just going to go with this. I didn't really focus on our energy, but everything happens for a reason. And we've got strength as an underlying energy. So some of you really are maybe taking an oath with a Leo in your present moment. Because we definitely have strength, and then we have some kind of oath, which is a promise, you know. I may read from the book about that, but in our present moment, Pisces, it's about us getting extremely dedicated. I feel like this is an oath that we're taking to love ourselves. Some of us, I do see that we're making a strong oath to something. An oath is a promise, a dedication. It reminds me of marriage a little bit, but it's not strictly confined to that. We're going to see more about this oath. And we've got the 49. Okay, so that's the 11. I'm sorry, that definitely equals 13. Sorry, I'm just a little out of it today, guys. Yeah, that's the 13. So it could be an emotional oath or a spiritual oath, but either way, there's some promises that we really need to get serious about, Pisces. And the most serious promise of all is the oath we need to make to ourselves. To always love ourselves first, which is so hard for us to promise, isn't it, Pisces? So let's focus and get a message out of this deck for Pisces for the end of May going into June. What does Pisces need to know? What is the spiritual message for Pisces for the last 2 weeks of May going into June 2018, please? Some of us are making an oath with our strength, making an oath to always be strong. So what is the message for Pisces? The mutable water sign, the 12th house. I'm hearing strong promises only. Meaning none of that pinky promise shit. You know what I mean? Strong promises only. Strong oath. What is the message for Pisces? The 12th house. The mutable water sign. What is the message for Pisces? And I think that we need to be patient for something to come through in the future. Whatever message we are waiting on. Because this is kind of the future for some of us. And it's, you know, I'm just being asked. I can tell by the cards that I just need to be a little bit more patient for the right message to come out. So that might resonate. Some of you guys could be waiting on a message from a person, place, or thing. Waiting on a message for an apartment or a call back from a job. It's just about remaining patient for the things that are meant to be for us in our future. Which is why we're being called to be dedicated in our present moment. Pisces. And there we go. All right, so we have the, I believe this is the spring equinox card, same card as Sagittarius. But it did come up reversed, so I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to actually put it reversed and see what the message is there. And so we have literally the card 8 and 9. So I don't know what this card is, Pisces. I have not seen this card yet, but it looks kind of beautiful. So we're going to look up what these messages mean. But keep in mind that we do have 8 and 9, and we do have 8 twice, because we have 3 plus 5 is 8. And right underneath that, we have a warrior. So some of us are really, really battling with our strength. Like, not battling with our strength, but we are strong warriors, because we've got the warrior there. And then we've got belonging. So the warrior is another card that talks about strength. It talks about battles and certain things that we've been through, you know, Pisces. And that's no surprise to us. And there's a reminder here about where we truly belong. You know, there's a chaotic reminder here about where we truly belong. And I don't think it's saying that we belong in chaos. I think we belong in quite the opposite. We belong somewhere peaceful, somewhere where we can come from a place of strength and not weakness, right? But in order to do that, we can't have people that bring out our weaknesses around us, because we're mutable, you know what I mean? I try to tell people that. I try to tell certain people that I'm with and stuff like that, that I become you, bro. Like, whatever you do to me, I really can't control the fact that I'm going to do it back to you. You know, if there's a negative environment, I'm not trying to say that I become negative, but I definitely start feeling negative energy. Just like if there's a great environment, if it's all positive vibes, then yeah, then it brings out a positive side. That's a mutable thing. Sag, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini all understand that. And that's going to be intensified even more now, Pisces, now that the sun is in a mutable sign. Because when the sun is in a mutable sign, what we're aware of becomes ever-changing. So, you know, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo seasons are some of the most enlightening seasons of all, because the awareness that the sun allows us to see and become enlightened about is so mutable. Anything can happen. And this is an air sign. Gemini is the mutable air sign, so it's all happening not in our emotions, not in our foundations. Well, for us, our foundation. Only Pisces, because Gemini symbolizes our foundation. But it's not Virgo. These aren't changes in our reality. They're not changes in our philosophy, like Sagittarius, our passions. It's changes in our mind, the way we communicate. It's like we have to be rational, Pisces. And when Pisces becomes rational, you know, Pisces, that's not a word that should be really put in the same sentence as Pisces. Pisces and rational, nothing about us is rational. If Pisces was rationality says that magic isn't real. Rationality says that 2 plus 2 is 4. But the world that Pisces comes from, we just can't jive. We can't get with rationality, because we know that there's so many different versions of reality in rationality. Pisces don't rationalize anything. We are fantasy. So that's just something to keep in mind. That might resonate with some of you. There might be people that are really trying to bring you down to earth or get you inside your mind, when really you just want to flow. You just want to be magical. You know, so I would definitely utilize this mutable energy to enlighten you and not to get you too, some of you may have air energy to help you out, which is going to be great. But for others of you, just try to do something magical every day. Something that purposely takes you outside of your mental walls, because a Pisces can start feeling a bit closed in when with this air energy, but it is mutable. So just ride the waves of change, even if it's just the changes in the air. You know, there's something about allowing the air to be our flow right now, and maybe our minds need this. But either way, Pisces, we have you are safe, and we have health. Okay, so there's something here about our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. All of those need to be balanced, and we need to look through this situation of our health as well. So basically, you know, it's really important to see that what's good around us and what's bad around us, you know, because that's awareness. We need to be aware of what is harming us in any way, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. And we need to be aware of what's helping us spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. But we do have you are safe. And we have love yourself. So to me, this message is very clear. And it's saying, Pisces, you are safe to love yourself. There could have been something about this in the past. For some of you, maybe there was some sort of encouragement there. Maybe you started to love yourself. I know I have. And what I mean by that is just putting ourselves first a little bit more. If we're alone, some of us might be feeling alone. Some of us might be in a position where if we don't love ourselves, nobody's going to love us. And that's very true. So there's something here with loving ourselves before we move on to this oath, before we move on to this promise of strength. I feel like loving ourselves is going to strengthen us. So I want to look up what this oath card is about. Just because there may be something here. So that's page 124, huh? So this is one of the last cards. I'm pretty sure this is the last card. No, the moon is the last card. How symbolic. So we've got, so it says, my lovely child, you have chosen the symbol for oath. This is the symbol for all promises, and it is a reminder to keep the ones you have made. So Pisces, there might have been certain promises that you've made, and then remember it said that there was a certain reminder, and we have reminder under there as well. So some of us have made a promise to love ourselves. Some of us have we really want to get committed about that. Some of us have really taken an oath to our self-love. So an oath is never made lightly, right? This is like a promise on steroids. So promises are meant to be honored. When you choose this symbol, perhaps it's time for you to look at how you have made your promises. Have you crossed your fingers behind your back, Pisces? The magic that binds you to your oath, are you relinquishing that? Has anyone broken his or her promises to you? Let that person go. Don't hold on if someone refuses to be honorable. You don't want this person in your life. For now, the most important promise you can make is to yourself. Wow. Promise to be kind, loving, honorable, and good. Do no harm. To belong to me, you must keep that promise. So Pisces, very serious energy. And this is really about us reflecting on, you know, I'm feeling a lot of energy from this. It's almost as if, and then we have strength, making this even more of a serious card. So it's like, some of you might feel like I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises, looking at your pages saying different numbers and numbers. So getting a little tired of those broken promises, right? And for others of us, we have made promises to others and maybe we're not coming through. That's not really a Pisces thing. A Pisces always comes through. But what I really feel here is that some of us, we need to promise to love ourselves. Moving into June, we need to get serious about this oath to ourselves. You know, because I feel like some of us Pisces are in situations. Remember, it said to let a person go if they're not honorable. And we've got warrior under here, which is honor. We've got strength, which is honor. You know what I mean? So this is about a promise to us. I'm going to get clarifiers to make sure about that. But I am picking up intuitively that this is very much about the promise to love ourselves. And sometimes Pisces, we go back on that promise by letting other people into our life, by letting people that don't deserve us stay in our life. So this card here, it is reversed, but I'm going to let you guys see it right side up. So this is the spring equinox, named for the god Easter. So Easter is really about the spring equinox. That's why I love Wicca, because it really does. This dates back a long time ago, and all these man-made holidays have kind of ripped off the Wicca culture, you know, the pagan holidays basically. So this talks about day and night being equal length. So this card came up for Sagittarius, and for me this is about really balancing the light and the dark. Okay, the spring equinox is all about that, and we do have the springtime right now until about mid-June when we go into the summer solstice, but we are still in spring technically. So this is a joyful rabbit that leaps through the green landscape. The trees are budding with tender growth, and everywhere there are signs of an awakening. Wow. Okay, so definitely an awakening for Pisces, because we had that judgment card too. And so the red eggs are a symbol of rebirth and eternal life, and are offered as a gift of love. So the meaning here is creativity abounds, which remember we had that page of wands too. So this is a time of rapid growth in every way, Pisces, rapid growth. Projects that have been undertaken now will blossom quickly. So Pisces, we're really creative. Some of us have been wanting to write, we've been wanting to sing, we've been wanting to read tarot more. We got all these ideas right now. A lot of energy is just working for Pisces right now. You know, Jupiter and Scorpio, Venus in Cancer, Neptune is in Pisces, about to go retrograde next month. So Uranus and Taurus sextiling us. All these energies are going to be we're pretty lucky. So a lot of projects are going to be blossoming quickly, Pisces. Give into the spring fever and approach life with enthusiasm. Take a leap. Now remember, this did come reverse, so we're gonna read the reverse meaning here, and it says, "Your guard against impulsive behavior." So guard yourself against impulsive behavior and don't do anything rash, Pisces. Wait until you are feeling more in balance, which is kind of interesting because that's exactly what I've been doing, and I'm happy Spirit is like reiterating that to me. Pisces don't like to do anything rash because we like to check with our emotions first. So it's perfectly okay in the future if you wait to do something that's going to change your whole life until you're feeling more balanced. But, you know, I wouldn't want you guys to use that as a sign to not make a decision for too long, right? Because this rabbit definitely wants to leap, you know what I mean? And I feel like we have until the rest of spring to decide something. We have until the rest of spring. So we basically have until June 21st to balance our light and dark, balance our fish, you know what I mean? So this card means enthusiasm, growth, and vitality. And, you know, since it's reversed, we really want to be careful not blocking ourselves from these things. So I want you guys to say this with me. Each card comes with an affirmation. It says, "I am filled with the life force of renewal." I am filled with the life force of renewal. So the challenge here is, how do you express your inner child, Pisces? The inner child of Pisces is very creative and very magical. Now, I don't know what this card is here, but we're going to read it because it's an underlying energy. So it's the number 9, which to me reminds me of the Sagittarius full moon, the 9th house, something that we can learn from. But let's see what the book says. Wow. What? Okay, hold up. This is May 1st. So the Beltane. May 1st might be significant to some of you guys. This is a Celtic cross quarter holy day that welcomes the beginning of summer. The maypole symbolizes the masculine principle of potency, intertwined with the feminine principle of fertility. To dance around a maypole is to surrender to the delights of love, sensuality, and joy. Hawthorn blossoms bedeck the Queen of the May. Queen of the May. Oh, goodness. Who represents the goddess on earth. Wow. She unites in love with the god to bring summer's abundant fruitfulness to the world. So the meaning of this, Pisces, is the ecstasy of passion union cannot be denied. Listen for what calls to your heart and give yourself completely to it, whether it is another person, a project, or an adventure. Okay, so even if you're feeling separated from your sensuality, perhaps from negative experiences in the past, find gentle ways to heal old wounds. So the key word here is celebration, passion, and sexuality. And I want you to say this with me. I embrace my passionate nature. That's what this card means. I embrace my passionate nature. So maybe the Sagittarius full moon will help us there with a little bit of that mutable passion. So the challenge here is, how do you feed your senses, Pisces? That's your challenge. So I love this card because it talked about the goddess of earth and it talked about being the queen of the May. So I really like that because this reading is for May energy as well. So remember, that was all about passion and ecstasy. So listen to what calls to your heart, Pisces. That's the main message I'm hearing there for that. Whew. So let's clarify some of these cards, shall we? And I just opened up to the Justice card. Some of you could be dealing with a significant Libra, or I feel like balance is coming up a lot for Pisces. We had those 2 cards talking about balance between night and day, which is the spring equinox. And then we had masculine and feminine energies coming out. So we talked a bit about that in this reading. It's like we're waiting for our energies to balance out perfectly before we take a leap. But let's see what the clarifying cards say. So what is love yourself here for Pisces? You are safe to love yourself. What is love yourself here? So for some of you, that's, you know, some of you are in a relationship and you're in that relationship because of how long you've been in that relationship, or because you feel safe with that person, but you are also safe to love yourself, Pisces. And we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. In the bottom of the deck is the 8 of Cups. So for some of you, I feel like this is new emotions coming in, right? This is a new opportunity from the universe, of healing. So it's like healing. There's a lot of messages here, but I feel like some of us need to hear that, you know, we have to love ourselves before someone new can come in our life, right? That's why the cup of new love is literally on the cup of the card of love yourself. So before anyone else can love you, Pisces, that is said so much on this planet, but it is literally coming up in our reading. We have love yourself and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups has been coming out a lot for Pisces because the universe has been trying to show us new emotions through people, places, and things around us. But we have to love ourselves. Maybe this is a new love coming in that teaches us more about loving ourselves. This could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio for some of you guys. But you are safe with this new love as well, because we have this right underneath. You are safe. So you're safe to love yourself. You're safe to love this other person. Some of you guys are going to know exactly what I mean by that. And this is going to heal you. Loving yourself first is going to heal you. Putting yourself first emotionally is going to heal you, Pisces. You're very safe to do that in the universe right now. In fact, you're encouraged to do that, and it's also going to be rewarded to you. But it does involve walking away from these 8 little cups. You know, these 8 cups over here, sure, they have old emotion in it from us, but it's got nothing on this energy here. So there's like an old and a new situation coming up here. You're safe to love yourself enough to walk away from this emotionally toxic thing. Person, place, or thing, job, relationship, living situation. But we have the 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is someone who's walking away from emotions, from materialistic things, and he's walking towards the moon, which is, in this case, walking towards ourself, Pisces, walking towards our own inner light, walking towards what we've known subconsciously, emotionally for a very long time. So we have to walk away from the 8 of Cups in order to get the Ace of Cups. And we are safe to do so. So let's see what this oath is about, because that could have been in the past, Pisces. There could have been, I feel like Pisces have been learning the lesson of self-love since 2016. That's when I've been learning it since, you know, maybe even 2015. So that's coming up for the past for some of you. For some of you already know that you're safe to love yourself and that you're safe with this new person. And remember, this does not have to be a water sign. This can be any new love, it could be a situation. This could be family, but whatever. The Ace of Cups symbolizes something new and beautiful and healing. I stopped shuffling at the 10 of Swords, meaning that there are things in Pisces' life that are just mentally completing. This is like very painful energy. So some of us are taking an oath to never feel that way again, to never let ourselves get that down and out again. Let's see what card comes out as far as oath. What is this promise about? And we have the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. I've been saying the 6 of Pentacles a lot lately. Six of Pentacles exchange. And I promised myself I would tell that to anybody who got this card. So Pisces, a thing that I've been doing lately is, if I'm around a situation that I feel like it's not balanced, I will literally say inside my head, 6 of Pentacles exchange, 6 of Pentacles exchange. So what that basically means is that I'm only here to get what I give. I'm only here to give what I get. So that covers anyone else getting less than, that covers me getting any. So you might want to do that if you're around a person, place, or thing. If you sense at all any sensation of imbalance, all you have to say is 6 of Pentacles exchange. And once you say that, you're going to get exactly what you're giving, energetic wise, emotionally wise. But I like saying 6 of Pentacles exchange because it's all about realistic, grounded energy, right? So we have that 6 of Pentacles on the oath card. So some of us are making an oath of balance. We did have that Libra card come out, so I cannot tell you how much balance is coming up in our reading. We've got balance here, we've got balance here. We opened up to the Libra card, which is justice and balance. So Pisces are really, really reaching neutral waters. That's what my guides are showing me right now, is water that is almost completely leveled out, which to me is a symbol for calming energy. Like Pisces have been through the ups of the ups, they've been through the down of the downs. So what happens when the fish is directly in the middle of the ocean? Directly in the middle of however deep the water is. If the water is 12 feet deep, we're at 6 feet. You see what I'm saying? So something about 6 feet deep. So, wow. So we're making a promise. This could be a work promise to not put in more effort than you're getting from your coworkers or than you're getting paid. You know what I mean? I love this because this means that we're taking an oath of balance. We're taking an oath to love ourselves enough to only put in what we're getting out, which is very tough for Pisces to do because we're very infinite. So we don't really ever care if we're getting as much as we get. You know, Pisces, we never really usually do. Pisces gives so much of themselves daily on a daily basis that we don't even wait around for anybody to give us the same in return. It would be completely unrealistic, right? How many times have we gotten hurt by expecting what we give in return from other people? A lot, right? And that's just, there's a lot of ways to explain that. Pisces, we are very deep people. We are the last zodiac sign. So we have the ability to become one within ourselves more than any other zodiac sign because we literally have all the signs in us. You know, where it'd be harder for like a Taurus or a Gemini to do that because they're not the last zodiac sign, right? So we literally have all zodiac signs. So remember how I told you that we're most like the universe? Well, since we're most like the universe, Pisces, we love the most like the universe too, which is unconditionally. We love people without conditions. We don't expect anything in return, but that is changing in a little bit in our present moment with relationships, in our emotions. It's like, especially emotionally. There's an emotional exchange going on here between Pisces and the universe, between Pisces and other people, our friendships, at our jobs. People don't understand that even though this is coins, it's emotion. Pisces doesn't really value anything like they value spirituality or that they value emotion. So Pisces often thinks about what they're giving and getting emotionally. That's kind of a secret. So we have to love ourselves enough to balance our emotions out, right? And others of you, this could be a promise to a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, especially because we have at the bottom of the deck the King of Pentacles. So it's like we're really becoming more like our opposite sign, Earth, right? Earth is opposite of water. So yes, we will always be flowing and free and we'll always be emotional and intuitive, but it never hurts Pisces to tap into that very grounded, logical, sometimes cold earth energy. Because if anybody's going to make sure that they're getting what they get in return, it's this King of Pentacles, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Some of you could really learn from strong earth energy right now. And you know, it's interesting I say that because we have strength with this big tree, right? This tree is very wise and very old. And this is transforming. Our strength is transforming, Pisces, because we're becoming the warrior of two. You know, instead of us fighting our other fish, we're teaming up with our other fish, which is an energy that we belong in. We are our strongest and I feel like maybe mutable energies do that. When it's a mutable season and when it's a dual season. Gemini season is both mutable and dual. So this season is so important for Pisces because we're mutable and dual. Gemini is the only other sign that is both mutable and dual, making Gemini and Pisces very, very significant. So not only can we change into anything, we also have two different parts of us that can change into anything. So this part of us can change into anything, and this part can change into something completely different. But it's about remaining grounded. Do you see how the need for grounding comes up there? Because when you can change into anything, well, you're going to need a foundation, aren't you? It's kind of like a chameleon. A chameleon can't just summon any color. It has to take its color from a flower, or it has to take it from something. You know what I mean? If it was a chameleon, it would turn yellow right here. So it's almost like watching the colors that are around you, Pisces, because you're going to chameleon into them. But we're gaining more control over that. I just pulled the card to the devil. So some of us you need to watch what's toxic around you, because if a Pisces is around toxicity, they become toxicity. So let's keep on clarifying. That way I can kind of channel the rest of this reading entirely. So what is the spring equinox doing here for Pisces? What is the spring equinox doing here for Pisces? I almost had the Page of Cups come out again. So it's like synchronicities are very, very much heightened in the spring because of all the new life. And there's a bee outside my window right as I'm saying that. So just anything. So we had a card fall down, and it's the Queen of Wands. So this reminds me of Sagittarius, because Sagittarius got the spring equinox card too. So some of you need to watch the Sagittarius reading. And also we have that Sagittarius full moon. So there's something about the Queen of Wands that is significant. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. Maybe there's something we need to balance out with a fire sign. Maybe the spring is really important. Maybe there's a specific fire sign. But we have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck, Pisces. So this is celebrating. This is socializing, right? There is an underlying energy of us needing to socialize and celebrate with our friends. Now, just be careful, Pisces, because in this cup, I don't like that there's a specific air sign that's holding out emotion from you. We've got a water sign, an earth sign, and an air sign. Water, earth, air. But this could be any three people, but this is kind of a third-party situation. This could be Pisces in what they think, Pisces in what they, what their reality is, and I mean Pisces in what they feel, Pisces in what they're grounded as, and Pisces in what they think. So our minds are kind of trying not to be emotional. See how if this is an air sign in logic or intellect, it might be smart right now to pull your cup away. Maybe don't drink so much or something like that. Just be careful. All about balance, right? And now we have the Two of Cups. So I feel like some of us are involved in a Two of Cups, Three of Cups situation. Like there might be two different people that we have the Two of Cups with. It could be an air sign, an earth sign, could be a water sign, could be someone with earth, air, and water energy. But to pull the Two of Cups with the Three of Cups, it definitely tells me that there's a lot of emotion going on here. There could be someone that you have emotion with like this, and then there's just someone, maybe someone that you're with has a third party on the side, or maybe you do. Just be careful of celebrating, Pisces. And this is also, just to keep it positive, this is about picking a person to share our emotion with, who we feel safe to love, who we feel, you know, loves us as much as we love ourselves, and celebrating with them. You know, getting together, cheersing, celebrating, having a good time, socialize. This is like that situation where you can be in a relationship and still have friends, right? These two people are sitting under a tree. If I'm a bird, you're a bird. And then we have the friends over here as well. Everyone's having a good time and partying. So, and then I pull the motherfucking devil card again. So some of us are in toxic third-party situations. It's like our emotions, guys. It's toxic right now. Could be with a Leo or a Capricorn. But we do have strength coming up here more than once. So Pisces, oh my goodness. And I just pulled the Lover's card. What about this Lover's card? The King of Cups. Some of us are just, you know, really wanting to share. And then we have clarity, Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. Pisces, there's a lot going on with us. Pisces. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. We have a third part. We have to choose. If we ever had to choose between the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups, we would definitely choose the Page of Cups. Like, we would always choose emotion, right? And then we have Libra down there wanting to come out again, the Justice card. So it is about balancing out our emotion. And then we have the Empress card, which is Taurus, Aries, Libra. I feel like we need to balance everything right now, Pisces. Our mind, our emotions, our spirit, our foundation. Literally everything. So I never know how to feel about the Pisces readings because I am a Pisces, so I look directly to the messages. That might get in my way sometimes. But overall, guys, I just feel the need to say that Spirit is saying that we are safe to love. We are safe to love ourselves. We are safe in our emotional space because we're never going to run out of feels. Okay, we have this cup here, and we are safe in this emotional space. We are safe with this new love coming in. We are safe, and we are being healed. The more we love ourselves right now, the more we're going to attract new love in, the more we're going to heal from the situation, okay? Ace of Cups on love yourself. Love yourself first, Pisces, before anyone else can come in and love you. And then we have Oath. So part of loving ourselves and putting ourselves first, because there's this new Pisces being born, where we're a bit stronger, we're a bit more like earth signs, we're more firm, we're more solid, we're less taken advantage of, we're less mutable, less moldable, less changeable, but still that way though, just when we want to be. Even exchange, Six of Pentacles exchange. So this is an oath and a new job, but this is an oath to balance. And if there's somebody who you're giving Three of your Pentacles to and they only give you one, or they only give you two, or they don't give you any pentacles, if there's someone who you give emotion to, they don't give you it back. If there's someone who you give your energy to and they don't give you anything back, it's time to really recognize who's coming through, because they're tipping your scales, Pisces. They're causing you to be out of balance emotionally, out of balance mentally, out of balance physically, and I don't know why yet, but balance is really important to Pisces right now. and we can't afford to let anything throw us off balance, okay? And as two fish, as a mutable sign, as a dual sign, I think this is just coming up so that we can survive Gemini season the best. So the way to survive our present moment is to make sure no matter what way you look at it, you're just getting everything that you get in. Your time, your effort, your energy, your emotion, your spirituality, your healing. It's not, the universe does not want Pisces to give more than they're getting in return anymore. It can't happen. We're already out too much. It's time to actually look at things from the receiving end, because that's going to add strength, right? And then we have, you know, the spring equinox with the Sagittarius energy, Leo, Aries. There may be something renewing there. And we also had that card up here. So I am seeing Sag really importantly, especially because the number 9. So there may be a specific Sag in your future, or just the Sagittarius full moon that really does enlighten us to some of the things going on, especially emotionally. And there's going to be certain things that we learn about our mutability as well. So Pisces, if you have any questions, guys, please comment below. I definitely need to talk to some of you guys about what's going on with us, because there's just a lot going on. 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, Page of Swords. Just, it's almost like we don't want to be bothered right now. You know what I mean? Our readings are all over the place, no matter what, no matter who's reading our tarot, whether we're reading it ourselves, it's just all over. And it's because there's a lot going on in the universe, and when there's a lot going on in the universe, there's a lot going on with Pisces. So thank you guys for watching though, and I really hope that I'm able to talk to you in July. And if you want to get a hold of me, I have my email below, all that good stuff, if you want to see the names of the cards and everything. But until then, guys, I'm wishing you a happy May, well, the rest of May anyways. Happy full moon in Sagittarius. That's going to really help us balance some of this stuff out, but we've got to get committed first. We've got to start loving ourselves first. Hopefully we've already done that in the past, so that we can make this strong commitment to balance, and then this will be revealed, this Sagittarius energy, this kind of Queen of Wands energy. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a happy happy June, and I hope to talk to you in July. See ya.